Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Leadership Speak series at L Forum. It is my honor and privilege to welcome my classmate from the DBA program, Theresa Carter, retired Major General of the United States Air Force. Hello, Theresa. Welcome.
Hi, Ringo. Thanks for having me. So I grew up in Albuquerque and really had never been east of New Mexico before thinking about where I wanted to go to college. And the one requirement that my parents had was that if we wanted to go out of state, we needed a scholarship. So I applied, had the opportunity for a Navy or Air Force ROTC scholarship. And my brother said, hey, more opportunities for women if you go in the Air Force versus the Navy. I really wanted to be a human factors engineer for the Air Force, but when I got my assignment, it said, congratulations, you're going to be in the civil engineering career field. The thing that I liked about civil engineering was the opportunity to lead. 2 years, I got to go back to school full time and get a master's in industrial engineering. And then from there, went to South Carolina, where I had a chance to deploy twice. We do at a base changed after 9/11 in terms of standards and security and things of that nature. But that was just an amazing assignment. I was surrounded with some amazing people. And that's really what I've told people. A lot of my career, I felt I was at the right place at the right time with the right people. And that combination just made all the difference. So a lot of unique opportunities in the course of 31 years. And I think certainly the last job I had trying to envision and create the Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center was the hardest thing I ever did, but in many, many ways also the most challenging. Along the way in different assignments, the people that I worked for or with that I saw have the biggest impact on team performance, and that's kind of what a leader's all about, is you're leading, a team, a group of people, whatever it happens to be, is they created an environment that allowed people to be their best. I like a lot of quotes, but one of my favorite is from Henry Ford. And he said, my best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. And I often tell people the best leaders are the ones who can bring out the best in me or the best in others. I like to say that they can create an environment where people feel safe, they can take risks, they can try new things. They have a way of making 1 + 1 = 4. You get more out of the team collectively because of that environment that the leader is modeling and creating that kind of makes the most of it. The other thing I learned in the Air Force was, and I got this advice starting in ROTC, is recognize the talent and the skill that exists in our enlisted corps. If I hear the word entrepreneurial, again, not coming from a business background, I tend to think of somebody that's curious. They see something or, they get frustrated with something they're trying to do at work or at home, and they're like, why isn't there a product? Or why isn't there a way to fix that? And it's their curiosity that keeps them, thinking about it. Maybe not consciously, but it's in the back of their mind going, man, somebody should do something about that. And then they have a propensity towards action. Okay, well, that's somebody, maybe it's me, and they tinker and they toy and they figure out, okay, how can we make this work? Don't follow where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. To me, that's an entrepreneur. And I guess the final thing the Air Force started shortly before I retired is they do an annual competition now similar to Shark Tank.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting.
That allows, again, people at the very first level dealing with a problem to come up with an idea to, take time out of a process. I'm trying to think of some of the ones that were competing. Sometimes it's additive manufacturing. They're doing, 3D printing. Hey, we couldn't get this part forever, so let's just make it ourselves. Others have come up with apps because, again, everybody walks around with a phone. So can we do this, again, in a different way? Getting people to change their mind or to view a situation differently, I really had to figure out, okay, where are they coming from so I could craft my message in a way that is going to make an impact. I often told people, let's have a fact-rich, emotion-poor conversation. Because a lot of times people come at it from their career field, from their organization standpoint, and kind of where they sit impacts their ability to thoughtfully listen and not automatically, kind of spin off and think, oh, I gotta rebut that. I've got to respond. I always encourage people to be comfortable with change because, like it or not, change is all around us. And oftentimes the same people who say they don't like change stand in line to get the latest and greatest iPhone or piece of technology. They want to be first in that vein. But organizationally, people just tend to be very resistant to change. I think the final thing, anytime I have a chance to talk with an audience, is I always tell them, bottom line is you need to focus on making a difference. And my all-time favorite quote comes from an author named Leo Roston. And it says, "I cannot believe the purpose of life is merely to be happy. I think the purpose of life is to be useful, to be honorable, and to be compassionate. It is above all to matter, to count, to stand for something, to have it make some difference that you lived at all."
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks, Ringo. It was a pleasure speaking with you and happy to help.
Like, share, and subscribe to the EL Forum channel. Click the link below to enjoy the full video.